really putting this team on her back at the moment. And let's see what she can produce tonight against the Tigers.
The Redbacks in the away whites, Willetton in the home blues. We're about set to get underway here at Willetton Basketball Stadium. Sit back and enjoy it wherever you're watching on NBL+. Certainly a pleasure to have you. And Malone got first possession off the tip, but toe was out of bounds, so Willetton will have first use from the opening tip-off. Desiree Kelly, one of the few constants to this season. Grace Foster, another. And Amy Jacobs, 6th player of the year last year. Great pass inside. This will be a good start for Guy if she can get it to drop, but can't do so. And the Redbacks will quickly swing the other way. It was a nice drive for a little while there down the court from Lee, but couldn't finish off the work. And they'll gift it back for Kelly. Don't want to give her any space on the outside. Lee with a hand in the face. Foster, another good range shooter. Touch short, but Kelly's there for the rebound. Didn't drive the basket with Malone in front. Instead, gives it off to Kiara Waite. Had a huge introduction last year. Kiara Waite already has a double-double this season in the one game that she's played. As that's a nice drive from Dennehy. She'll be a very handy pickup for the Redbacks as well, as they'll lose possession here as Hartree had the last touch before it dropped out of play. Georgia Dennehy, you know, obviously starting off in the Southwest and then coming up to the Eastern Suns the last couple of years, finds herself in red and black this year. She's going to be a huge inclusion for them, you would think, throughout the year.
Oh, she is, and she is she's young, but she's still somewhat of a veteran playing for so many years. There's a huge block from Hartree, but yeah, she's just going to add so much more to this team, and you would think maybe you might see her coming off the bench, maybe, but we'll see how head coach Tim Rengelik is going to sort out his roster.
They're looking to get real speed in transition on the floor, the Redbacks, and Thompson forced a foul out. Desiree Kelly there will step to the line for 2, but that's been noticeable as soon as they get the ball. They are running the offense really, really quickly down the floor.
Yeah, you see that with Tim Rengelik. His teams normally are a run and gun team, and he started with the Suns as his first head coaching, and Tim used to play for the Perth Redbacks back in the day. And so he's back here at the Redbacks, and miss.
1 for 2. Gets the scoring started, at least for Rhea Thompson, but not in the way she would have liked. Would have loved to drop both there. Tigers. Guys had penetration a couple of times. Pulls up this time. Just outside the free throw line, long range 2. First one to drop from the field for either team. And it's the home side, the Tigers.
Yeah, and first bucket for IMANI Guy in the NBL1 West 2024. As, I think it was the Suns she actually played for. So
yeah, very briefly. Played for the Eastern Suns. There's only a brief soiree there. That's a lovely long pass. What a setup from Desiree Kelly. IMANI Guy didn't have to do much.
Yeah, well, Redbacks were looking at the ball and couldn't find IMANI Guys. Brooke Malone, her first 2 points.
That's a good bucket too, Malone. What a dime from Desiree Kelly though on that last play. As Jacobs looks to walk down May Street. Kelly's dangerous in the corner, not quite, but Jacobs is there and puts that one down. 6th player of the year last year, Amy Jacobs finds herself starting again this week. Again, speed down the floor. Dennehy, Thompson, Malone, plenty of arc, and it drops. 5 points early for Brooke Malone.
Brooke can shoot that, and she'll shoot the lights out of it, but looked a bit short from where we are, but yeah, it looks good, and first 3-point field goal for either team.
It's just slow through the air, wasn't it? Just sort of almost as if it was in slow motion. Again, pulling up at the free throw line. Uncontested rebound for Lee. Adds plenty of size under the basket, which the Redbacks have lacked in recent seasons. That's a lovely pass from Thompson, low for Hartree, who travels. Unfortunate because she got the shot to drop, but she did shuffle that pivot foot and to find herself in that space. So 2 doesn't count, and we're tied at 6.
Yeah, as I mentioned, the Redbacks playing the East Perth Eagles tomorrow night. That's going to be at Belmont Oasis, so let's see what comes into their strategy tonight, having a double-double back-to-back. It's the miss.
That's a nice hand in there from Foster to keep it in play. Bit of a 2-for-1 here. Foster sets her feet. That's off, though. Almost got held up on the rim. Lee always wants to dribble out that right side. Ashlyn Lee to the strong hand. Malone's going to drive on Waite. Bit of a size mismatch, but she gets Waite on the move and will go to the line to shoot 2.
like we mentioned before, she had a great start to the season, just over 24 points a game, and she's dangerous for the Redbacks, and yeah, she's going to head to the line.
2 other games, by the way. If you're looking to flick the channels around on NBL+, Perry Lakes are taking on Rockingham at Bendat Basketball Centre, and Lakeside are taking on Mandurah at Lakeside Stadium.
Yeah, Lakeside also having a great start to the season. You know, a brand new look to their team.
Oh, we can say that about so many of the teams in this competition.
Yeah. And even in the men's division as well.
Oh, it's been a crazy off-season of player movement. That's for sure. We'll no doubt speak more about that later tonight as well, as that's a lovely step from Jacobs, but not enough on the shot to get it over the lip. Oh, that pass probably just needed to come half a second earlier from Thompson, and Hartree was in. Kelly tracked back nicely. Guy just has the reach advantage. Good post up from IMANI Guy. Brooke Malone just had to step across in front, and Guy will go to the stripe to shoot 2.
Yeah, Guy too strong inside on Lee, and heading for 2 for her first 3 throws.
Interesting that we've travelled nearly 4 minutes in this first quarter, and no substitutions from either team yet. So that's in and out from IMANI Guy. Gee. Is there something in the hoops tonight that's stopping these free throws from going down? Because we're below 50% at the moment. There we go. Bang on 50%.
Yeah, well, both teams have been struggling from the 3-throw line, especially in their last games. But we can talk more about that.
Small sample size.
Yeah.
Thus far. Only 1 game, of course, for Willetton, as that pass inside was always destined for the hands of Waite. And Guy tries to put on some speed, gets herself caught in deep, but lovely move along the baseline. Lee just couldn't get the seal under the basket, and good move from IMANI Guy. And great steal there from Jacobs. Foster will go in 1 on 3. Half pulls up. Maybe better off kicking that one out. Grace Foster. And couldn't capitalise on it, and just a little too heavy with that left shoulder in transition as well. Grace Foster, always involved in the game, will be frustrated with that for the moment as we get our first substitutions of the night. Thompson and Lee checking out for Demand League, and the captain Perini for the Redbacks, and Hayley Newton comes in for Willetton, as does Claire Jacobs for her first minutes of season 2024. Grace Foster takes a seat as well. Hartree, nice hesitation, and she'll just pull up and shoot. Gee, if she can add range shooting to her repertoire, Shanae Hartree, she's going to be a problem in this league this year.
Oh yeah, she's had some big games last season, and they're not afraid to shoot. They will put up shots, both Hartree and Brooke Malone. So really need to carry a hand, and they can make them. So here are the Tigers. Really
nice to see Hayley Newton back, by the way. After missing all of last season, she was injured in the 2022 qualifying final. Did an ACL, missed all of last season, and then got married in the off-season as well.
Yep.
Formerly Hayley Winter, now Hayley Newton.
Yeah, she's been a big part of the Tigers for the last few years, and won some championships with them in the past. And it was a big loss for them last year, but good to have her back as Brooke Malone just misses that 3.
That high arcing shot, it's customary for a mid-ranger for Hartree, doesn't go either, and IMANI Guy just has that size and strength inside. Gonna have a hard time calling her Newton, I think, to start with.
Yeah.
Hayley, I hope you forgive me for the first game or 2. As that's a lovely long stretch pass again. Malone got herself caught under the basket, though. Just a little too close. Nice defensive pressure from Kelly. She ends up with the shot on the 45. Big swing there for the Tigers, and it leads out to 5.
IMANI Guy, before the shot goes up, she calls the 3, but does go in, but foot on the line for Kelly.
It's only the 2. Well spotted. That's a lovely pass inside, and a great move from Dennehy around Newton. Gee, both offenses looking pretty sharp.
Yeah, and last game for Redbacks against Mandurah, they really, after a turnover from Willetton,
getting a bit adventurous with the stretch passing, as that'll be a foul on Jacobs. As she went down on contact from Perini, but was on the move, and Perini didn't really drive too heavily into it. And that'll be it won't be a shooting foul. I suggest it'll be a baseline ball, and that will call in a couple more substitutions. IMANI Guy will have a rest. Kiara Waite back into the game. Brooke Malone has her first rest of the night as well.
The Redbacks, Kelsey Curtin in from NBL1 East.
Well, that's a lovely move from Hartree. We'll go to the line to shoot two. And that's another one. You know, she adds that power move along the baseline, Shanae Hartree. And we've just been, since it's become the NBL1 West competition, we have seen her evolve from, this 17-year-old who's just finding her feet to someone who's just becoming stronger and stronger at that inside position, or what is one of the toughest positions for a youngster in the women's competition. Yeah,
and she had a few bigs on the roster last year, like Deja Daniel, who would have been helping her out. But she's just become a big part of this team, has tipped away from Georgia Dennehy. But yeah, she is a core part of this team now. And there's a big future for her in the NBL1 West.
Absolutely, there is. And if she can keep up with progression like that, maybe beyond my demand league, just a little too eager with the hands in there. Finds herself to the eye of the Total Connections referees. By the way, Chris Carter, Kyle Hogg and Jacob Buford, our officials for the women's game tonight. Newton, just having a look around. Wait. This is Claire Jacobs. That'll be short. Doesn't touch the rim. It's good defense from the Redbacks again. And Coach Rendelic's pretty happy with that. As we see IMANI Guy getting ready to come back into the plate. Dennehy, long way out. Hartree on Waite. There's a couple of great young centres there. A couple of local products. Step back from Hartree. Doesn't drop, and Kelly's in there to take the rebound. Amy Jacobs, that's a great pass in motion. Oh, the shot doesn't quite go for Claire Jacobs. What a play that would have been, but she gets another chance here. Short again, that's 3 in a row where Claire Jacobs has been short, but there's a foul on the rebound. Will be going against Curtin. And that'll bring in Katie Duncan for Willetton. Amy Jacobs will have her first rest of the night. 3:05 to go in what's been an interesting first. Good battle between offense and defenses. Gee, Demandleague had Kelly pinned to the corner there. First involvement for Duncan. A bank three, if you don't mind.
Katie Duncan. Good stuff for her in this one.
15 seconds into her night and just drops a casual three.
That's how you want it to start.
All around the outside here. Kelsey Curtin. Nice little pass for Hartree, who's 1 on 3, and just a little too eager with the hands there is Claire Jacobs. They had Hartree in such a tough position, and it's a bit of a bailout one, and especially when you're at the limit, it's going to send Hartree to the line. That's a tough one to take.
Yeah, like you said, they had her just stuck there, and yeah, just the bailout, but I think that's one of the most frustrating fouls as a coach and as anyone, when you have them there and just giving up the foul.
You just keep the hands out, don't you? If they make a pass, they make a pass.
Yeah, and that's it. And just recover, get back to your players. But Hartree makes them, and Montroni and also Malone back in as Georgia Dennehy, and Hartree will sit down for the Redbacks. Solid
first 7.5 minutes for Shanae Hartree.
And Redbacks looking a lot better from their last game against Mandurah last week. Their offense looked really staggered and couldn't get much going in their offense, but looking a lot better tonight as Duncan again a bit too short on the 3 ball.
Oh, she takes it back off Matroni though, and will drive on this one, just a little short on the layup attempt, and Malone will come up with the rebound. Perini, captain, just pulls up. Why not? Michaela Perini.
Dang. You've got to keep a hand on Michaela Perini, former WNBL player. Played for the Joondalup Wolves also. And also the Lakeside Lightning. And it's going to be, as we're talking about Michaela Perini, her, I think, first foul.
Just the 4th of the quarter for the Redbacks. The foul lights on the scoreboard aren't working on the Redbacks side at the moment. Plenty down the Tigers side at this stage. We've taken 6 in this first quarter. Just the fourth team foul for the Redbacks. As Willetton, they've been happy with these long passes. Foster, nice step back on the 45, but didn't get a feet set. Good rebound. Wait, using that size. Long attempt for Amy Jacobs. Couldn't come up with it. Malone, probably unlucky not to get a foul there. Plenty of contact with the head as she went up for the rebound. Either way, Perini is away. Nice kicking around. Matroni at the top. Why not? And the Redbacks take the lead. Got the last 7 points in this game.
Tigers struggling from the three-point line, and both Jacobs, they got the green light to shoot, but can't find the bottom of the net. And then Matroni, beautiful three.
Foster, nice switch on the block there. Oh, Jacobs did well. Got Perini in the air and found herself open in mid-range. Really nice little pump fake from Amy Jacobs, a settler for Willetton inside the final minute of the first quarter.
They needed that too there, Jordan. Back to a 1-point game. Just 45 seconds remaining in this first quarter.
Got plenty of range shooters. That's really well defended by Jacobs. No foul on Malone or Jacobs. Referee's just letting that one let that one float. And Total Connections referees, and it'll be Redbacks ball. Perini, not a lot of movement at the moment. Matroni's the one who finds herself open. 5 to shoot, hits the rim. Nice rebound to Manly. And they'll get to reset. This is a handy 2-for-1 here. Perini to the free throw line. Almost finds herself open. Shooter's there. It's a little short. And Curtin can't keep it in. And shot clock will be off with the Tigers getting the ball back. 23 seconds left in the quarter.
Michaela Perini had that three-throw look shot. It's just a bit too late. And Kelsey Curtin can't get that three to go. A bit too short. And here are the Tigers, 20 seconds remaining.
Well, they are hassling to get that ball back. Really pressing high. We'll just let Foster play timeout. Leading by 1 are the Redbacks. Nice screen there from Waite to give Foster some space on her left. Her pass inside for Guy has been cut off. Malone, who's held up at centre court, and that'll be a jump ball, which will be a Tigers ball with 0.8 on the clock.
Good defense from the Tigers. There.
This is just going to be a... This will have to be just a quick tip and shoot. Oh, it's a long, long range one, but it's nowhere near long enough. But an intriguing first quarter here at Willetton Basketball Stadium. And it's the visiting Redbacks who lead by 1 after 10 minutes.
As a team, so as you mentioned, yeah, a couple of turnovers there. And then also for the Redbacks, their last one against the Magic, they had quite a few turnovers, 22 turnovers. Mandurah had actually 29. They won that game. So Michaela Perini starts it off for the Redbacks. A big three. That's her second of the night.
The second quarter is underway. This Mitsubishi Motors NBL1 West women's matchup. 2 winless teams so far.
There's Jacobs up top. It's going to be a foul. I think that's going to be on Montroni. Bit too aggressive in the keyway on the bigger guy. IMANI Guy. The bigger.
Yeah, yep.
If everyone knows what I mean.
Yes, we do. We do. Foster, the inbound. Kelly feed in the corner. Wait. Got the size mismatch on Matroni. Nice kick out here for Kelly. A little long on the shot. But they'll retain possession here, Willetton. And it'll still be just 4.5 seconds on the shot clock because that shot did not hit the rim.
Yeah. And you won't see that much from Desiree Kelly when she's that open. So lucky break for the Tigers. Oh, the Redbacks, sorry.
There'll be a turnover from the Tigers late in that one. We're having the resolution to the scoreboard issue, which has seen the Redbacks fouls not put up there, as they're not going to put either up there, which makes sense.
Yes.
Same for all teams. That's a nice intercept from Amy Jacobs, and she has a lot of floor to work with here. Tries to draw contact from Perini, but takes care of the basket as well. Handy one there for Willetton.
Yeah, another steal from the Tigers.
Perini, nice screen from Hartree. Pick and roll, finds herself under the basket. Perini's shot's a little long, and Hartree comes up with a good contested rebound. Shanae Hartree.
She surprised herself with that rebound. And I realized, oh, I got it. The hoop's right there. I'm going to put it up. Is IMANI Guy.
Speaking of a lovely pick and roll, IMANI Guy bought some space for Foster, and then Malone just knew she was in a mismatch. Had to throw the hip out, and it'll be 2 from the strike for IMANI Guy.
At the start of the season, I was really intrigued to see how this Willetton Tigers team kind of comes back together after losing, 3 core players, nearly 3 starters if you think about it. I know Jess Jenkins sometimes would come off the bench, but really 3 starting players, and to see how they can actually recoup and see if they can get back to their championship ways is...
Oh, that's beautiful block there from Jacobs on Malone as she went to drive the basket, and Guy has a little speed coming downhill. Nice defense from Hartree. And she's called on the second shot attempt. The first piece of defense was really nice, but the second one just leant over as Guy tried to step back from under the basket. And she'll go to the stripe again, shooting at 50% from the line at the moment. Raya Thompson will check back into the game, and Kelsey Curtin will have a seat. IMANI Guy has had all the free throws for Willetton so far. 3 for 4. Sorry, beg your pardon, 2 for 4, now 3 for 5. And early foul trouble for the Redbacks in this quarter. 3 fouls in the first 100 seconds of this quarter. Something to keep an eye on. As that's a lovely drive from Malone. Nice finish with the left hand too, Brooke Malone.
Aggressive finish. And another 2 for Malone.
Jacobs. It's Amy Jacobs. Guy red hot in this quarter. Oh, attempts to bounce past that. Was ill-advised, and Malone with the steal. Has some speed coming downhill. Boxed out well. Perini's heel was on the line. Unfortunately, it was good speed in transition from Malone and a good find in the corner, but Perini not quite having a feet set. Had to reach a little for that one.
Yeah. You have to stop Brooke Malone. And she's running the floor, and too easy. Luckily for the Tigers, Michaela Perini's heel was on the line, but could have been 3 extra points and some more fast break points for the Redbacks. And there's Desiree Kelly off to Duncan, and the Tigers.
Here's Claire Jacobs, high arcing 3, just a touch short. That's the 4th one. It's been short every time. Claire Jacobs. It's just driving straight through the chest there was Thompson. That is an offensive foul. Amy Jacobs did look like she had her feet set there, and they're just driven straight through the chest.
Yeah, Tim Rengie looked not happy with that one.
I think it's just that drop of the shoulder. The Total Connections referees, they look for that drop of the shoulder on point of impact. Yeah, and often that's kind of the tell for them.
Exactly, Jordan. And, it doesn't matter if the feet are set, but if there is a drop of the shoulder, they have to go with that, or even an extension of the arm. But good defense from the Tigers, and Jacobs from 3. She'll knock that one down. Her twin will.
Yeah, yep. So she said, Claire, this is how you shoot threes. There you go. Just taking some tips from the fam. And so Lee lost it on the rebound attempt there, and eventually Kelly comes up with it after Hartree got first hands on it. Doing a power of work. That's a lovely pass on the move, but I don't think IMANI Guy was quite ready for the speed of it and travelled as she received it. A little interesting because scoring's, maintained its pace in this quarter. It's been a little sloppier this quarter than the first, it feels like. Nice screen there from Lee to let Dennehy down the court.
Yeah,
She's speedy, Georgia Dennehy.
Yeah, she is. She's been known for that around the league. As Malone to the hoop, just rims out.
Did everything right but the finish. Brooke Malone. Not usually what you'd say about Brooke Malone. As Guy's just allowed to walk down Main Street and get the and one. As Hartree had to hack down on the hands. And it's an excellent drive from IMANI Guy. Took it right to the basket, but the lane just opened up for it, didn't it? They really looked to protect the outside on defense, Perth. And Imani Guy, I don't think she could believe her eyes as she went through.
Imani Guy, she's big, she's long, but she's she's quick. She can really get down the floor, and we saw this her time with the Suns, and I think she's a great fit with the Tigers because they still want to play fast.
And the turnover on the inbound too. She's going from bad to worse.
Yeah.
For the Redbacks, who had such a strong start. Imani Guy's proving to be a problem, 13 points. We'll see whether Willetton can make them pay here. Jacobs has 9 of her own. Desiree Kelly. Pass inside. 3-second count on Imani Guy before she's able to receive that pass. So good pressure on defense from the Redbacks. By the way, digging the new threads of the Perth Redbacks this year. I like that red and black stripe down the side.
Yeah, they've gone for more of a retro look.
Yeah, the old retro font.
Yeah, it's actually looked really good, actually.
Big fan.
Yeah.
As Thompson takes it to the rim and is fouled by Jacobs. And that will send, we'll send Amy Jacobs to the bench. Means we will see for the first time in this game, Ella Murdoch jump to the floor. And we'll see 2 from the stripe for Raya Thompson. Free throw shooting has improved.
Yeah, she's been tremendous, coming off 2 ACL injuries, and she still is out here playing. And every year she just gets better. And great to see her out on the floor every game.
Absolutely. Yeah, 2 knee reconstructions before the age of 25
yes.
is a tough spot, isn't it? It's Claire Jacobs decides to not shoot the 3 on this occasion. Lovely down low pass as well, and Ella Murdoch gets herself involved early. Again, they're a fan of that long pass. Hartree shuffling around under the basket. Did that well without travelling.
Shanae Hartree just getting back quick as she can, and the Tigers got caught sleeping, and it's going to be a foul on Malone.
It might be Georgia Dennehy who takes the foul there.
Yeah, I think you're right, actually.
They're at the limit, so it'll be 2 free throws for Katie Duncan. Yeah, it was Georgia Dennehy who was charged with the hands foul. So foul numbers are getting up there now. I mean, we've already had 7 in this first 5.5 minutes of the quarter. Sorry, first 4.5 minutes of the quarter. And this is a tough one for the Redbacks to play with, isn't it? You've got to play more than half the quarter with no fouls to give.
Yeah.
In a tight game.
Yeah, as you mentioned, foul count 5-1. And any foul from now on, the Willetton Tigers will be heading to the line. Frustrating. And I can see Tim Rendulic not happy with that, as Dennehy to the floor, but hopefully she's all right. And Shanae Hartree, she's fouled. She'll head to the line for 2 also.
And that one on Ella Murdoch, so had herself plenty involved. We'll have our first timeout of the evening. And it'll be the Redbacks who take it. Tim Rendulic wants to have a chat to his charges. I mean, they did have the lead at quarter time, a very narrow one, and they haven't really conceded it yet. They haven't played anywhere near their best in this second quarter, so he'll be happy that it's only 1 basket that they are behind, but he'll probably want to just settle everything down at the moment because they're just getting a little bit too hand-happy.
Yeah, as we said, the 5 fouls already, and halfway through the second quarter. And just get his girls together and remind them not to foul, especially early in their 24-second sets. But they haven't been their best. We saw them really run their offense really well in that first quarter, and they've kind of gone away from that, and they're struggling on the offensive end, defensively as well. I don't think anyone at the moment can kind of guard Imani Guy. I think she's too strong for Lee, and I think maybe the others are a little bit too slow. But let's see how they go, and let's see what Tim Rendulic will do, changing up defenses with Imani Guy. But been a good second quarter for the Tigers as they're up by 3, 31-28.
Yeah, and they've already almost doubled their score from the first quarter. 15 points already in this quarter after scoring 16 in the first, and we're only 4.5 minutes in, so their offense has really got to work. It'll be Redback's opportunity here, though, to get themselves back to within one. Hartree, one of those rare free throw shooters that just takes the ball and shoots it. However it lands in her hands from the official, doesn't dribble it, just takes the ball straight into her action, and it's effective. 2 for 2 there.
Yeah,
shot well earlier as well. Janae Hartree. She's 4 for 6 on the night. And that's a travel. Unfortunately for Ella Murdoch, been in a bit of everything since she's been on the floor. Ella Murdoch, IMANI Guy is looking for a rest. Just signaled to Coach Simon Parker that she might need to come out of the game in a minute. And you can see Dennehy just blows by, but overshoots. And that was one thing I was going to point out in the timeout, but we didn't get a chance to get to it. Shooting at below 33%, Redbacks from inside at the moment. You know, overall, they're just over 40%, but that makes them 5 for 16. That shot attempt from inside, that's tough. Converting at less than 30%.
Yeah, it is frustrating, especially in close rather than shooting the three. But Brooke Malone.
Another tough contested shot goes up. Malone, nice kick out. Hartree looked good most of the way, but just a touch short. Malone's all by herself at the top. Hartree says, I'm just going to take it myself. And then put it off the underside of the rim twice in a row. Maybe better off just that little drive and kick out to the top. Maybe she just didn't know Malone was all by herself. One of the best three-point shooters in the competition. Just couldn't find her. And another chance here for Willetton to stretch the lead. Claire Jacobs on the turn. Not quite.
She's really struggling tonight, Jordan. And
every shot just short at the moment. Lovely drive from Thompson. And finish on the left. Gives the Redbacks the lead.
Yeah, at the moment, she just got to look for something else. Get some passes, get some assists, get going in another way. See if you can get another basket later on.
Murdoch just had that slapped away by Thompson. They'll retain possession with 9 to shoot. Willetton, and that'll cause Simon Parker to call his first timeout of the evening, with his team trailing by 1, having given up the last 4 points in the game. His Ghost Chargers all standing up. He's clearly not happy about something, Simon Parker. Not often you see this from a coach. Just down to our right, that usually you have the starters on, the players going back out on the bench, and the bench players standing up. Everybody is standing up just off to the right of our camera shot there. It's an unusual one. He must be really unhappy about something.
Yeah, well, I can understand his frustration as his team were just up and now down by 1. And yeah, as you mentioned, normally they would sit on the bench, but he's got them out on the court. And just wanted to remind them of what they need to do in this second quarter with just over 4 minutes remaining before halftime.
You're typically privy to those kind of conversations, being in coaching circles. Be interesting to know what caused that from Simon Parker, because it's unusual for him as well. He didn't get particularly animated, but just obviously something he wanted to make a point about. Bit of a watch this space. His team's trailing by 1. Nice little handoff for Kelly, who runs straight. And one. Ran straight into Thompson. Didn't have her feet set, Raya Thompson. Now the officials are going to get together and have a chat about it, I think. No, they're not. The two officials looked at each other for a moment, the Total Connections referees. I thought they were going to have a chat about what the call was going to be, but that did look like a block to me. Just that little movement right as Kelly stepped into the key. Can't finish it off either, so the struggles for Willetton from the free throw line continue.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of teams this year have been struggling from the free throw line, and we've even seen it with East Perth struggling from the free throw line in their games, and both these teams in their past games, both shooting under, 50% or under. Georgia Dennehy.
Nice hand in there from Kelly to force the turnover. Really nice hand in there from Desiree Kelly, right on the ball, and just disrupted the shot of Georgia Dennehy, who's, since she's checked back into the game, hasn't been having the best time of it. Well, she'll find a way back in, though. Don't you worry about that. Quality player. Been held to just 2 points so far. Kelly. Wait. Mid-range 2. Can't get it to go. Good there from Jacobs to get the hand out of the cookie jar. Just in time as Thompson again on the move. Dropped the shoulder in to draw the contact. Couldn't quite find the 2, but will shoot them from the line instead.
Looked like it was going to go for Rhea Thompson from where we're sitting, and great take from Thompson. Substitutions on the floor.
Maya Demandleague and Michaela Perini check back in for the Redbacks. Imani Guy, Grace Foster and Hayley Newton. Back in for Willetton.
I apologise as well already, because I'm going to call her Winter sometime tonight, as you mentioned, Jordan, earlier.
I had to. Did you hear me stumble on it just then?
Yes.
Just stumbled for a moment.
Well, I was expecting you to say, Winter. And
it's just fantastic to see her back, to be honest. Was so good in that 2021 and 22 campaign. One championship winning campaign and one runner-up. For Willetton, that's a lovely pass, and here is Newton off the glass and in. Great transition basketball from Willetton. Malone guarded by Guy. Good hands in there from Imani Guy as well. Wins it back at the floor too. And here's Desiree Kelly, one-on-one with Hartree, chooses not to drive at the basket. Jacobs steaming downhill. Claire Jacobs, long off the glass that time. Cannot buy a bucket at the moment. Claire Jacobs, 0 for 6. Nice crossover there from Perini. Nice kick around to the corner. Malone. High arcing shot doesn't drop. Kelly was attempting the screen for Foster and somehow ended up with the basketball. Here is Grace Foster. As we touched on at the start of the game, 2 winless teams coming into tonight. Guy, just too hard off the glass. Perini just pulls up. That's about her range. Nice rebound for Hartree, who's travelled. She shuffled back once, twice, got away with the first one, but was caught on the second one. And just a little sloppy on offense, the Redbacks at the moment. Second substitution being called. A whole bunch of the bench stood up, so I thought there was a timeout being called, but it's just a substitution. Brooke Malone coming out of the game for the moment.
Willetton really looked lackluster on that last defensive play, and easy rebound for Shanae Hartree, and luckily they woke up and got a travel call. Here they are on offense. See what they can do.
Newton at the 45. Called for the screen, and then Guy decided to drive down low instead. Kept it in play. And the pass was tipped away by Curtin from Kelly. And Willetton will retain possession with 1.9 to shoot. And Simon Parker's just getting just a quiet warning from the officials. Just to say, hey, maybe don't quite be so vigorous in your criticism. Foster from the top was fouled on the shot. Thompson got the hand on the arm, and she'll go to the line to shoot 3. And she got the shot off with 0.1 to go on the shot clock. And that's a tough one to take if you're Tim Renderlich as well. There's been a couple of those in this quarter. And that's the 3rd personal for Rhea Thompson as well.
And Grace Foster as well on her offensive side. She's also 0 from 4. And let's see if three throws here will get her going.
There's the first one. Sometimes it's what you need as a shooter.
Yeah. Just to see something hit bottom of the net.
There we go. 2 for 2 so far.
Signed with Utah University, and she'll be heading there later this season for her first year.
3 for 3. Grace Foster makes the Redbacks pay. And Rhea Thompson for a tough foul to give away at that point. Matroni and Perini. Lovely little fake step from Perini. Dennehy back up the top. Michaela Perini. Yeah. Second triple of the game for Perini.
Way better offense. They're moving the ball. They're kicking. And fast ball movement there for an open 3. Desiree Kelly, she tries to answer back.
Long range 2 attempt there from Claire Jacobs. And again, just cannot get it to go. That's 0 for 7, I think, now for Jacobs. It's a tough night so far. Both teams only shooting at around 30% from the field. Perini's not having an issue, though. Back-to-back triples has her team in front. with a little over a minute to go in the half. Again, quick transition offense from Willetton. Guy has all of Main Street to walk down, and she's fouled on the way out by Demand League. Will go to the line to shoot 2. Make her earn them from the stripe. Maybe the Redbacks mantra there, because Imani Guy had so much space in the key. As Claire Jacobs checks out of the game, Kiara Waite comes in. But yeah, the two teams at the moment, 13 for 41 are Willetton overall, and 12 for 33, 13 for 42, beg your pardon, are Willetton, 12 for 33 the Redbacks after those back-to-back threes. So before that, they're 10 for 31. That's tough shooting on the night. It's actually been the opposite problem for the two teams. The Redbacks are 6 for 11 from outside, and Willetton are 2 for 18 from outside. 11 for 24 inside for Willetton, 6 for 22 inside for the Redbacks. So they're having the opposite problem. Not a lot of trouble shooting from range for Perth, but they can't get anything to drop from inside. And the Tigers, maybe they should give up the 3-ball for a little while, because it's just not going for them.
Yeah, and also in this one for the Redbacks, already for them in this one, my bad. 13 turnovers already before halftime, and Team Rangeley will not be happy about that one there, as they have been struggling with turnovers in the last few games.
They had 7 in the first quarter, they've had 6 so far in this one. They've tied it up a little bit, because I think in the first 4 or 5 minutes when they were taking these fouls as well, they had a lot of turnovers, and yeah, look, it's been much better for them. The rebound numbers are looking much better for Perth, 29 to 23 overall. They've given up 9 offensive boards though, which they won't be happy with. They've taken 8 offensive boards themselves though. So on their offensive end, it's 14 to 8 in favour of Willetton. They'll be pretty happy with that ratio. Taking a third of the offensive boards that are available. This guy, if she's on form for the night, she'll miss the second one, but hits it. Got her percentage up from the free throw line, over 50, and we're in the final minute of the first half. Intriguing battle here between two teams looking to register their first win of the season. Very young season so far. These two both have finals aspirations. After a lot of roster turnover, Perini, bit of a nothing ball in the end, but didn't have a lot to go to. And here go the Tigers. Kelly looks to drive, steps back, being well defended by Curtin. Doesn't have a screen coming up for support. Guy just steps back for 3. Long on that one. Nice pluck from Dennehy. Speed on the ball. Perini inside. Matroni had her hand slapped away by Imani Guy. And there'll be a foul on Willetton forward. 4th of the quarter, and that's her first personal. 20 seconds to work with on the clock. Shoot it around the outside. Curtin got a lane, and Kelly got the hand in. Really nicely worked. You could see Kelly was really protecting that right shoulder of Kelsey Curtin. She saw the space open up down low and just take it to the rim. Why not?
Yeah, the defensive player allowing baseline, and really should have cut off the baseline drive, as Kelsey Curtin missing the free throw, missing the layup I was going to say, but then missing her first free throw of 2.
We'd love to land this one. To just draw scores level. Can't do so. 0 for 2. Perini does well to battle for the rebound, but can't get it to stay in play, as her and Imani Kai battle for space just near the advertising boards. Beg your pardon, it's Demand League.
Bit feisty on the court.
Well, as we've touched on a few times, both teams battling for that first win of the season. You want to get that monkey off the back early.
Yeah.
And especially if you're the Redbacks. As Foster just pulls up for 3. Grace Foster, huge hit at the end of the first half. Perini won't be able to let go of the shot in time, and that is a big bucket to make. Grace Foster comes up clutch at the end of the first half. We talked about their 3-point shooting woes. Really got a big run on at any point.
Yeah.
It's been intriguing the whole way, and we're looking forward to another 20 minutes of it. We're underway for the second half. Both these teams looking for their first win of season 2024. Guy gets inside. Can't get it to drop. Wait, lovely pickup, but can't get it to fall either. And that'll go out off the defense of Thompson. And Willetton will get another chance with it here. That just allowing another 2-for-1 chance here. Other Redbacks. As Jacobs gets inside, straight up and down is Thompson. And Amy Jacobs gets the second half started.
Yeah, 11 points for Amy. Just about 13 minutes played in this one for her.
This lead steps in, is blocked on the way to the basket by Jacobson. Good start for her at both the offensive and defensive end, and then Ashlyn Lee gets caught with her hands in on Grace Foster and takes the first foul. 38 seconds into the half. They're going to foul trouble early in the second quarter.
Yeah,
Redbacks.
That's right, Jordan. You know, a bit of a frustration foul, I would say, from Ashlyn Lee on that missed shot there. But yeah, as we said, you know, they cannot get into foul trouble here. As
it's an off-ball foul, offensive being called.
I think Waite hurt her. Looked like she actually hurt her ankle, and she's fallen and
she's pulled Raya Thompson down with her, I think, is what the foul is for. Sort of had a little bit of contact on each other, and then Raya Thompson fell straight on Kiara Waite as a result, obviously. But yeah, Waite cannot put anything on that left ankle.
Sorry, I thought you were going to say Waite can't put weight
I thought about it. Kiara can't put any weight on that left ankle. That's really unfortunate for Kiara Waite. It looks, it's not a nice one as she's being helped from the floor.
Well, hopefully she's all right. She's a big part of this Tigers roster, and it's a big loss so far for the Tigers. And a clap off the court.
And just 17 years of age. It's good to see she can walk a little bit on that left foot. It's never comfortable. Those ankle sprains, hopefully it's nothing too serious and she can get herself back into it. It means that Jasmine Clark gets her first minutes of the night. Hartree at the elbow. Nice handoff. Dennehy steps back. It's wide all the way. And good rebound for Foster, really getting involved in this game. Jacobs with speed up the floor. Good kick out. Long two for Kelly. Toe on the line. But they'll take any points they can get, Willetton, at the moment, because they just keep stretching this lead.
Yeah, biggest lead so far for both teams. That's 8-point lead. Can they add to that?
Nice baseline drive there from Kelly. Back up the top. Foster. Bang. Red hot at the moment, Grace Foster. And Tim Rendelik calls an early timeout to start the second half because the Redbacks are down by 11. It's the first double-digit lead we've had in this game for either team, and a huge scoring run currently active at the moment for the Tigers.
Yeah, and as you said, Grace Foster, you know, ending out the half with a huge three, and then, yeah, that momentum swing that we've seen, it's gone the Willetton Tigers' way at the start of this third quarter. And, yeah, Tim Rendelik, he just wants to have a chat with his girls and slow the bleeding a little bit. Let's see if they can get a Band-Aid on it.
Yeah, they need to, because at the moment they're on a huge run against it. It's a 12-point run they're currently on at the moment. So they trail 39-38 late in the first half, and they have 12 unanswered at the moment.
Yeah.
It's a huge swing in this game. And the Willetton Tigers, as I said, they're just playing their second game of the season at the moment. The Redbacks on the first half of a back-to-back. They'll be playing at East Perth tomorrow night for the Redbacks. And, gee, they don't want to be 0-3 going into that one.
No, well, the East Perth Eagles sitting 0-3, and they've had 2 losses against the Warwick Senators and 1 against the Suns. So, yeah, both teams are going to want to get a win, and that's going to be an exciting game anyway, but it's going to be a foul on the floor.
That's a big one because that's her 4th. I'm pretty sure for Amy Jacobs. It is her 4th personal, so that she's going to have to sit a significant portion of this second half, Amy Jacobs. And it's just 99 seconds into the second half. She's got her 4th personal foul. It's a frustrating one.
Yeah,
a long way from the basket.
Yeah, sorry, they got on that nice run offensively as Hartree to the rim. She's fouled by Guy, but on the other end, they've lost weight with an ankle injury, and then as well, Jacobs as well in foul trouble. So
just the second foul for IMANI Guy will result in Shanae Hartree stepping to the line. She's 4 for 6 from the stripe so far. Make that 4 for 7. It's been a problem for both teams. 9 for 17 now. The Redbacks. A little better for the Tigers. Well, a lot better after a rough start. They're now 12 for 15. I think they were 3 for their first 6, so they've hit their last 8. Or 9, I should say.
Yeah.
And that's tough going over from there when your team's trying to break a run. That's Malone. Just had it slip out of their hands, Brooke Malone. And her as well, since that really good start that she had 9 points in the first 7 minutes of the game. She's been shut right out of it.
Yeah, and she has been, as I said before, averaging 24 points, and Desiree Kelly adds 2 more to the tally, up to a 13-point lead. But yeah, I think Simon Parker's done a great job of shutting her down, but
heavy hands in there from Claire Jacobs. You could hear the slap from up here on the arm. And that'll result in 2 free throws for the Redbacks. They need to get one of these to drop. It's a 14-point run now that Willetton are on. It's a game-breaking run. We talked at halftime about how no teams really swung the momentum their way at any point. It's exactly what Willetton have done here. And there we go. That breaks the streak. But they desperately need a few consecutive baskets here. Again, free throw shooting is an issue for the Redbacks. Grace Foster. Hasn't she started to stamp her authority on this game? Crossover once, twice. Lovely kick to the corner. Good ball movement. Claire Jacobs hits at that time.
There you go.
1 for 8.
I really wanted to see her get bottom of the net, and she does. 15-point lead.
That's a beautifully set up offense from the Redbacks. Sorry to jump in on you there, Jake. The Redbacks answer right back with a perfectly set offense. But yeah, Claire Jacobs had a rough night up to that point.
Yeah.
Good pass inside for Guy, who has the size mismatch but can't get over the top of Lee, and then is frustrated and really chops the hands in there on Ashlyn Lee to get her 3rd personal. And it's the Tigers who are in trouble now. They have hit the limit already. Less than 3 minutes into the half. They have hit the limit, and every foul from now on will send them to the stripe.
Yeah.
Not only that, Amy Jacobs has 4 and IMANI Guy has 3. It's a tough spot for Simon Parker to be in. I know his team's leading by 13 at the moment, but that can really put you in a spot of bother having to play more than 7 minutes at the limit.
Yeah. That is tough. A very tough position for the Tigers. Is now to 11-point lead and a bit of extended pressure, and Ashlyn Lee nearly with the steal.
Clark, nice find. Jacobs got Dennehy to bite on that, and then a nice little pump from Claire Jacobs. Unorthodox, but it worked.
Yeah, that was a lucky finish there.
Lovely take on the move by Malone, but can't finish the work. Hartree does well to get the rebound and put it back. Both teams' offense is clicking nicely right at the moment. But they need a couple of stops here, the Redbacks. Again, lovely pass inside. They have played that action all night, and IMANI Guy has 17 points from it as a result.
Yeah, first game for the Tigers. She's been a standout.
Yeah, 5 games 2 seasons ago with the Suns.
She was at the Central Coast or Central District Lions last year.
Yeah, it wasn't quite a fit with the Suns when she was here.
Yeah.
Highly touted when she came in, but wasn't quite a fit. They weren't happy with her defensive game. She's proven to be a spark tonight so far. She also got herself in foul trouble in her first couple of games for the Suns.
Yep.
Hasn't done that so far. Oh, didn't do it in the first half. Has looked more frustrated in the second. So something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, well, that's her 8th rebound on that one. So a little bit of a double-double watch for her as Foster gets deep, misses that one. It's going to be last touch from Foster and the Tigers. Back to Redbacks ball.
So this is what they need, a couple of repeat possessions. Redbacks, a couple of stops to get themselves back into this one. Speaking of double-double, watch, Shanae Hartree's already there.
Yeah,
12,
you're right. Yeah.
12 points, 10 rebounds. As Perini uses the glass to perfection, the captain.
Yeah, great game for Perini. She's up to 14 now.
Coming off the bench, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Shooting 5 for 8 as well. As that's a nice bucket for Claire Jacobs, who's all of a sudden found her scoring touch.
Yeah, Claire missing her first 7, then now she's had her last 3 go down.
As Malone muscles her way into the key. And Kelly is whistled for the foul. She has an animated discussion with Simon Parker, the coach on the side. Thought for a moment her eye was directed at the officials, but Simon Parker said, no. Keep your hands out of the cookie jar, please. Hands up.
Yeah, well, I think the foul count at the moment just about 7-1. Yeah, so very frustrating as a coach in Simon Parker. Just really, he would have told his team many times, keep your hands out, do not foul.
That means that someone like Brooke Malone can have a bit more freedom to drive at the defense and get her shooting hands going from the line.
Yeah.
Get herself some free points.
Press from the Redbacks.
Full court press, you're right. Martin's back to 10, by the way. It was out to as much as 14 not long ago. So they're just chipping away at it. Nice hands from IMANI Guy. 19 now for her. And the turnover from the inbound. Foster has a free shot. Wow, that's a huge turnover. The second one from the baseline inbound for the Redbacks. And Malone looked unorthodox in her movement there. Perini got Jacobs to bite, then took it to the rack. Michaela Perini, inspired at the moment.
Exciting third quarter here at Willetton Basketball Stadium. Grace Foster with her third 3 of the night, and then Michaela Perini up to 16 points. And nice finish at the rim as Ashlyn Lee will sit down as Maya Demandlik will come in for the Redbacks.
12 points now for Grace Foster. Turnover here. Redbacks with it. Malone closely guarded. They're going to give Demandlik some space. Bit of a moving screen there from Demandlik. Nice find inside, though, from Perini. Great assist. Good work from those two from top to bottom. Worked that all the way from the perimeter. Right in under the basket between the two of them as that pass goes off the feet of Perini. A couple of better defensive sets from the Redbacks in the last 2 or 3 minutes. As Simon Parker wants to have a chat to his Chargers, calls his first timeout of the second half. And just, it's a smart timeout, you'd think, because the lead's still 11.
Yeah.
It hasn't got to the concerning point yet, but he can obviously see that some things are breaking down in transition. And he just wants to give his team a little bit of a rest, have a chat, and reset.
Yeah, well, they've gone up twice to 15 points in their lead, and the Perth Redbacks just keep coming back slowly. But, yeah, like you said, still 11 points, 4 minutes 40 remaining in this third quarter. And, yeah, still the foul trouble, as you mentioned, for the Tigers. As, they've got, as I mentioned, another nearly 5 minutes of any foul. They're going to put Redbacks to the line. And, yeah, like you mentioned, that is a bit more confidence for Perth because they just need to attack the rim, see if they can get the referees to call some fouls, and they can get, free points at the free-throw line. So they have to keep attacking here, keep getting to the rim, keep finding, Maya Demandlik inside, Shanae Hartree, and Brooke Malone. So, yeah, keep attacking, and let's see if they can get to the free-throw line a bit more in this last 5 minutes.
Kiara Waite is back on the bench for the moment, but does have her left foot up there. Yeah, it's got ice on it. I can just see it there now. So she won't take any further part in this game. And it's on ice on the left ankle.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate for her. Nice little pump fake from Jacobs and then heavy off the glass. And Hartree outnumber here for the Redbacks. Need to make this count. Lovely step from Dennehy, but then overshoots it. And Clark's first there for the rebound.
Yeah, they needed to convert that, get it under 10 points. Under double digits is IMANI Guy inside.
It's the back shoulder action they've run all night, but this time Dennehy's there to clean it up. The pass wasn't quite as fluid as some of them have been, as Malone just tries to pass it through Clark. It results in a turnover. Jacobs gets the foul. As Dennehy was on the move there on defense.
Jacobs going through Georgia and Dennehy like a semi-truck.
It's been a spirited battle, that one.
Yeah.
Georgia Dennehy won't take a backward step.
No, no way.
Even with the outsides. Guy from mid-range, not quite. Nice box out there from Jacobs to protect the fall, and that's going to be an offensive foul.
Yeah.
Yep.
The hook. Hook there, Jordan.
Yep, the far side official called that well. Our Total Connections referee's right on top of it.
That's her fourth as well. Same as her twin sister.
8 fouls between them. Just the offensive this time, so it doesn't send them to the line.
No.
Archery, that pass disrupted on the way through. Goes off IMANI Guy and out of play, and Desiree Kelly will come back in because Claire Jacobs will take a seat with her fourth personal. So Claire Jacobs has 4, Amy Jacobs has 4, Desiree Kelly has 3. IMANI Guy only has 2. I thought she had 3. She's only been charged with 2 fouls so far. The only other one was Kiara Waite, but she's not going to take any further part in the game. She has 3. There's still a lot of concern there. Dennehy crosses over. 3 to shoot for Perini. Steps back, has to shoot around the block of Foster. Got a part of the rim, but IMANI Guy's up there for the rebound. 1 rebound away from a double-double.
Yeah. And something else to monitor for Coach Simon Parker is a bit of foul trouble and...
Oh, beautifully done by Newton.
Sorry, I was about to say Winter, Jordan.
Don't worry, so was I. Newton off the glass. Nicely done. Nice bit of spin on that. Clever play. Look away pass was away from everyone. That's a lovely ball inside from Perini to Demandlik. They are connecting nicely at the moment, those two.
Yeah, Michaela Perini, a veteran, and giving it to the young Demandlik. As IMANI Guy, just too strong.
21 for her now. And they just cannot get this deficit back to less than 10, the Redbacks. It's just since that run, they haven't been able to get themselves within arm's reach. That's a nice find. Mid-range Matroni. Not quite. Gets the loose. Rebound, though. And they'll look to reset. Perini. Dennehy. Has the screen from Demandlik. Gets in low. Lovely layoff for Maya Demandlik off the glass and in. She's having a game. Maya Demandlik.
Yeah, former East Perth Eagle. She's been a big part of the Redbacks these last couple of years. And
6 now for her, including the last 2.
Yeah, she'll be playing against her sister, Ella Demandlik, tomorrow, who also plays for the East Perth Eagles. See if we can have a sister matchup.
Animated discussion going on here between Tim Rendelik and the officials. After that foul was called on Georgia Dennehy. And you can see why, because it's the 3rd personal for Georgia Dennehy. IMANI Guy checks out for a rest as well. Brings Ella Murdoch back into the game. Nice pass down low. Reverse finish attempt from Clark. Doesn't go. And now the break the other way. Curtin gets inside on Kelly, who may have been lucky to get away with the hands in there. Desiree Kelly. It looked like she had a hand on the arm. I mean, it's not often players at this level just lose a handle on the ball down low like that.
Yeah, that was lucky. There was a no call there for Desiree Kelly. She would have been up to 4 fouls as well.
Heart in the mouth for a second.
Yeah.
With more than a quarter to go. Kelly just drives down the right. It'll opened up for her. And they just are keeping the Redbacks at arm's reach.
Yep.
Aren't they?
Yeah, still not over. Just over a minute to play is Michaela Perini.
Again, they're really trying to force these passes through the defense. They'll retain possession here as it came off a shoot. The Redbacks just forcing a little too much on some of these passes now.
Yeah. Redbacks looking to drive, kick out to the corner, make an extra pass, and hopefully get a 3, but 8 seconds on the shot clock for Perini.
Perini has been good. Can't get that one to drop, though. Murdoch climbs highest for the board. About to hit the final minute of this third quarter. Foster pulls up for 3, and why not? And there's a foul. I think it's off the ball here. It's going to be called on Maya Demandlik for a hold off the ball. Sinead Hartree getting ready to come back in. I mean, Demandlik checks out for the moment.
Yeah, the Perth Redbacks with the 59 points, they are only averaging around 64 points a game. So close to that with still a quarter to go.
Well, Newton completely unmarked in the corner, but can't knock down the 3. That's usually her bread and butter. Perini with speed the other way, got hands in on the arm there on the way through, and Michaela Perini will go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, the referee,
Newton's called for the foul.
Sorry, John. The referees see the swipe, and yeah, it's an easy call for them. Yeah, Perini head to the line.
Michaela Perini, Redbacks captain.
Yeah.
16 points for her on the night. 17. Make it 18. Leads her team after coming off the bench. Has played 18 minutes. Kelly, again, the long pass. Transition has been quick from both teams. Whether it's ball on the floor or in the air, it has been fast. Good hand in there from Hartree to get it away from Murdoch, but they can't retain possession. It leaves Newton all on her own under the basket, and Perini just mistimed the block attempt, and you could see the hand come right down on the arm of Hayley Newton, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, she says sorry to the bench.
Only her second personal, so I think she's earned it. She's a plus 16, by the way. Has 16 points, beg your pardon, 18 points, and is a plus 16.
Yeah.
As Newton can't get that first one to drop.
Yeah, she's kind of fitting into a different role this year, coming off the bench, as you mentioned, Jordan, and she's really relished, and yeah, she's really done a great job in that position, just coming off the bench.
1 for 2 for Hayley Newton. Her team's lead is 12. They've extended it from a 4-point halftime lead. Nice find in the corner. Touch short there, though, from Thompson. Nice keep in from Curtin. And Perini comes up with a loose ball. She's taken a dribble, though. Matroni around the block. A little short. Kelly, again, they're looking for that really quick movement in transition. But Clark forced to hold it up. Had no support. Kelly from deep. Just a touch short. Bounces off everybody and out. That ends up off of Curtin. But the clock runs out just in time for the Redbacks. And gee, they have a mountain to climb in the last quarter. It was a big one for the Willetton Tigers. It was also nice turn from Kelly. Duncan. Murdoch, long range 2 with 3 to shoot. Forced them into a shot they didn't want. Good defense from the Redbacks. Lovely pass through traffic from Perini. And it will result in this foul call on Katie Duncan, who had a mismatch against Sinead Hartree down low. A good start for Redbacks, who look to make a couple of very early changes. 45 seconds in to the quarter. Brooke Malone and Ashlyn Lee, 2 of the starters, come back onto the floor. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, IMANI Guy still out, sitting down for the Tigers, and still have a few of their young players is going to be going the other way.
Yeah, it'll be a Tigers ball. I thought that came off of Murdoch or Newton, but no protests coming there from Sinead Hartree. So.
Yeah, well, sorry, Jordan, as I said that, IMANI Guy now in, and a bit of a counter chess move, I would say, from Simon Parker. As we saw some early substitutions with Ashlyn Lee coming in, and Malone out of bounds. Last touch, the Redbacks.
Newton. They've gone the stack from the inbound. Finds Kelly, unmarked at the 45. Can't put it in. Duncan finds Guy nicely from the free throw line, in and out. And a good rebound for Lee. Tried to pass through Duncan, but got it off her hand anyway. And will retain possession.
Yeah, good defense from Katie Duncan. As she stops the Redbacks, gets them to inbound from the sideline. And here's Michaela Perini.
Malone needs to get herself scoring. He's really drifted out of this game. Nice turn from Hartree.
Ooh.
Big block there from IMANI Guy. Huge block. We did say the knock on her when she played at the Suns was her defense. Her defense has certainly looked good, especially in this second half so far.
Yes. Duncan will sit down, and also not Hayley Winter.
Newton.
Hayley Newton. There's both twins, Jacobs twins coming on.
Oh, what a make from IMANI Guy. She has been the factor tonight. 23 points now for her. 9 boards as well. Malone lost it on the way in, almost worked out for a lovely board there from Hartree, and then a tough finish too. Shanae Hartree, just more and more impressive every time you see her play.
Yeah, a lot of contact down low. Surprised there was no call.
Nice kick out. Finds Claire Jacobs in the corner. Good rebound there for Clark. Just puts a speculative one up, and she'll go to the stripe for an extra. Jasmine Clark. Nice way to get your first points of the game.
Yeah, the circus shot. and one, and it's going to be a timeout on the floor for the Redbacks. Tim Rengelik, he's seen enough.
She had 8 points on opening night against the Lakeside Lightning. Did Jasmine Clark. I don't think any of them would have quite been like that. Circus shot was a good way to put it, Jake. Just that little speculative one-handed flip on the move. And look, why not at this point? You know, that every point from here on out makes it even tougher for the Redbacks, who've found it really difficult to score since halftime. Yeah,
they have, and you can see Tim Rengelik really frustrated with his team. Is now back to 14-point lead, 77-63. But I think how the Willetton Tigers have been playing in this, second half, I feel like they should have a bigger lead, and I feel like they should be really dominant in this game. But it's still not a crazy lead. It's still not. You wouldn't say, "Oh, this game's over," and start bringing in your young players. There's still a lot of game left to play, but I feel like there should be a bigger lead for the Tigers. But let's see what Tim Rengelik's going to draw up here, and see if they can cut into this lead, and get back into this one.
I think the tough point for the Redbacks has been, they've scored, 10 points in the last 9 minutes or so of play. Since that halfway point of the third quarter, they have really struggled to score.
And sorry, Jordan, as you mentioned, especially with turnovers, but points from turnovers, 12 for Willetton and just 2 for Perth. So another interesting stat.
Hard to score off turnovers when your opponent doesn't commit any. They've committed 11 in 3 quarters.
Yeah,
Willetton, so not a huge number. As Claire Jacobs, nice make from under the basket, and they're getting a lot of second chance opportunities now, Willetton as well, and capitalising more often than not. You feel like this one's slipping away from the Redbacks. Not if Michaela Perini has anything to do with it, though.
Yeah, I was about to say, literally about to say the same thing. It could slip away here for the Redbacks, but Michaela Perini, nice jumper from the elbow.
20 for her now. Kelly, her opposing captain, just a touch short on that one. Here is Perini. She'll pull up for 3. She knows her team needs it. 5 straight points for Michaela Perini. And maybe this isn't out of reach.
There you go.
Back to 11. This is where they've got stuck. They haven't got it inside double digits ever since that 14-0 run.
Yeah, and Tigers were really looking dominant for a while, and a miss from IMANI Guy. Not really the shot I would expect her to take in this part of the game, as Perini looked like she wanted to pop it there. Here's Lee.
She thought about it. Oh, nice keep from Malone.
Yeah, I thought that was out of bounds, or going to be a turnover. Under 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Nice kick to the corner. Lee, way long on that shot. You can tell that straight out of the hand. Probably not the person you want shooting your threes. You want it in the hands of Perini, but she was being guarded by IMANI Guy. Hard to shoot over that tall frame. The high screen comes. Here is Clark. Already had the and one earlier in the quarter. Hartree down the floor. Nice layoff from Malone. Ends in the hands of Hartree, but it'll be an offensive foul against Brooke Malone. Gee, that's a courageous spot to take for Amy Jacobs. Being on 4 fouls, just stationing yourself under the basket.
Yeah, and Tim Rendulic really upset with that call from the referees.
He's saying that inside the charge circle, maybe what he's saying.
Yeah, I think so as well. But as well, it would have been another 2 points. So that's even more frustrating that Hartree cleaned it up, and it would have been a 9-point lead, and they would have been finally under 10.
It was a late call, but yeah, that's a tough one. Jacobs will lead the offense up the floor, pulls up just outside the elbow. Can't get it to go though. And gee, that quick offense that they're running, you're probably better off using your full 24 at the moment with this lead. Denny's just left to her devices at the top, but can't get it to go.
Yeah, like you said, these quick offenses, and they're pushing the ball, and it's out of bounds from Jacobs.
Again, you want to be taking some clock here if you're Willetton. Redbacks have all the momentum.
Yeah.
You're still protecting a decent lead. Just take your 24 every time.
You know, and just, go through your sets, run something, get a good score, as you see Redbacks really slowing it down on their offensive end. 10 on the shot clock for them. Hartree.
Oh, lovely long two for Hartree, and there it is. It's under 10.
Yeah.
9 the difference. Hasn't been this close for almost the entire second half. And the Redbacks are on the march at the moment. This is more what we would have expected after the last couple of possessions. Kelly, nice fake. Bought herself all the real estate she needed to walk down Main Street. 12 now for her. Just a settler for Willetton. Nice little fake there from Perini. Off the glass, not quite. Well, Katie Duncan almost walked back into trouble there. 3-on-2 down low here for Willetton. And when one of them's IMANI Guy, it's almost a certain bucket. And that's big back-to-back baskets for Willetton.
Yeah, too easy for IMANI Guy.
25 now for her. Huge night in her first game in a Willetton uniform, and gets the double-double there with that rebound.
So unlucky for Michaela Perini. She's taken some good shots lately, and that one just rims out. This guy driving on Demandlik.
A little too heavy off the glass, but she may have already done just enough. Dennehy, Demandlik, Malone haven't called her name a lot. And wow, that's a long way off for someone of her quality.
Yeah, she's had a quiet one tonight against the Tigers.
White hot start. 8 points in the first 6 minutes or so of the game. But since then has been very, very quiet. Body pressure came from Dennehy on Jacobs at halfway, and Amy Jacobs looked a little disappointed, but I tell you what, you'd actually be pretty happy with that because you've taken a lot of time off the clock. Yes, there's only 5 to shoot now, but that's all it's going to be about is eating clock now for Willetton and just seeing out this game, getting their first win of the season.
Yeah, definitely. And both teams really, really wanting that first win. And Willetton are in the driver's seat at the moment to go 1-1 to start off their 2024 season.
And that was shot clock violation. Grace Foster just wasn't sure what was happening on the shot clock as she came along, she came on.
Poor communication from even the bench. Yeah.
Couldn't hear them calling out the time at all.
Yeah.
Just switched off a little there. Just opens the door for the Redbacks, even if only slightly. Dennehy. Well, that looked to be a certain foul on Kelly. Play goes on. Good long pass. Demandlik. Deep is Perini. Not quite. And Clark has picked up a dribble already, but has support. Claire Jacobs has a lane to drive. Stays outside, and Malone got the hands in on the arms there of Claire Jacobs. And she could just about seal it for the home team here.
Yeah, she can. 3 minutes left. They get to 15-point lead and seal it, but let's see.
Especially when Tim Rendulic has a game tomorrow to think about as well. You know, you're running out your starters right now. Yeah, Shanae Hartree's ticked on half an hour on the floor.
Yeah.
George Dennehy's up at 24 minutes. Brooke Malone's touching half an hour. Michaela Perini about 26 minutes.
Yeah, well, Craig Allen in the House tonight, head coach of the East Perth Eagles, and he's going to be hoping that Tim Rendulic plays all of his starters a bit longer.
That's a carry from Michaela Perini. Don't often see that, but her hand was right under the basketball. Sharp call from our Total Connections referees.
Yeah.
As Rebecca Matroni checks back into the game. So this might be my demand league is coming off. So not quite white flag time yet for Tim Rendulic, but I mean, he's not one to usually wave the white flag, to be honest.
No, no, definitely he's not.
Lovely find there. Amy Jacobs, Grace Foster, not quite. Matroni does well to pull down the rebound. It's double teamed down low. Did well to find Perini. That's a good ball inside. Dennehy, Hartree, lovely move from the Redbacks. That's what they're capable of on offense.
Yeah,
when they move the ball freely.
Exactly, John. You see the ball movement up the court, being unselfish there.
Ball off the foot of Michaela Perini. Good battle inside there between Amy Jacobs and Georgia Dennehy. It's been going on all night. Imani Guy getting ready to check back into the game for the last couple of minutes. Kelly, Jacobs caught under the basket. Good defense there from Dennehy. And here she comes up the floor. 2 minutes to go. Has a lane. Chooses to pass for Hartree. Shot blocked by Kelly. And Shanae Hartree had a toe on, well, more than a toe, had a foot over the line when shooting that anyway. And Claire Jacobs will come out of the game. Imani Guy will come back in. Willetton don't have a game tomorrow night to worry about. As Malone is short on that shot and Guy pulls down the rebound. Matroni a little too eager with the hands there on Imani Guy, and she'll take the foul. 4th team foul for the Redbacks. They don't have that game tomorrow night to worry about, Willetton. They get to put their heels up and then take on the Rockingham Flames at the Hot House next Friday night.
That's going to be an interesting one, you know, going up against Alex Sharp, going up against Jess Jenkins, Sophie Doran, and even, you know, a lot of these girls will know Emma.
Of course, yeah.
You know, and I'm excited to see that matchup. It's going to be really good. Let's see if there's, I don't think there'll be any love lost in that game, but it's going to be an exciting one as Imani Guy.
Imani Guy's stat line looks like a cheat code. 27 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and a block. And I mean, it could have been even worse. That's on 10 for 21 shooting. Given she gets a lot of her opportunities inside, it could have been even worse for the Redbacks. And there's another block to go with it. Hartree did well initially to keep it in play, but couldn't find anyone in white to retrieve that loose ball. And Ashlyn Lee comes back into the game. Maybe time to empty the bench if you're Tim Rendulic. 1:21 to go. Get your starters off the floor. And I don't think it'll happen, though. Doesn't look like it at the moment.
No.
Team trailing by 15. Guy, lovely pass. Foster from Jacobs.
Bang.
Knocks it down.
There you go. Great stroke from Foster.
Grace Foster, that's her 4th triple of the night. She's up to 15 points. Timeout called by Tim Rendulic. His second of the half. As his team looks to take a seat, and he'll chat to his charges, and I wonder if we see any changes to the 5 that are on the floor coming out of this timeout.
Yeah, you see some of their young girls coming on, and even Simon Parker on the other side. He's added or subbed in some of his younger girls as well. And we'll see if we can see a little spark from anyone off the bench late in this one. Let's see if Redbacks can bring it a little bit closer. Down by 18, a minute and 7 seconds remaining. You mentioned, sorry, John, but Willetton Tigers, they're off this weekend and then facing Rocco next week. And then, Perth Redbacks, tough game tomorrow night at Belmont Oasis Centre, taking on the East Perth Eagles.
Kira Paul looks like she's going to check in for her first minutes of her NBL1 West career. Excellent for her. Kira Paul, 17 years of age, going to check in for the first time. Nice little cheer coming from one section of the crowd. I think they recognise how big an achievement that is. Nice to see for Kira Paul. Emptied the benches on the Redback side as well. Matroni has it. Here's Erin Cleland for her first minutes of the night. Kelsey Curtin, nice step out, but too soft on the shot. Jacobs, nice find. Here is the debutante, Paul. Couldn't find the bottom of the basket. Grace Foster might. Oh, with that one, it's a bit too long, and Deschamps takes control of it. Matroni and Lee will have it at the top. The Redbacks back in action tomorrow against East Perth, as that's a nice make there for Kelsey Curtin. Against the Redbacks against the East Perth Eagles tomorrow evening at home, Belmont Oasis Leisure Centre. In the second half of their back-to-back, Willetton have a date with the Rockingham Flames next Friday, as Clark is a touch long on that shot. Final 5 seconds. Foul on the way down the floor. I think that's IMANI Guy who got the hands in. It's just the second Willetton team foul of the quarter. So it'll be a sideline ball to wind down the last 2 seconds. But Willetton get themselves up and running in season 2024 of this Mitsubishi Motors NBL1 West Women's competition, with a commanding second half resulting in a 16-point win, 90-74. And it's on the back of a huge performance from IMANI Guy. Massive double-double for her, 27 points at 12.